to Sarasota, Florida, as the Paradise are riding high after their first ever professional win. But the defending champions come into town looking to stay at the top of the table at the early stages in the season. It's the Sarasota Paradise in Knoxville, presented by Circus Arts Conservatory. Let's take a look at the first ever professional win from the Paradise, in which they saw themselves pick up a 1-0 win over Portland Hearts of Pine. A great build-up, and after McLaughlin's shot was blocked, it fell to the 35-year-old captain Aaron Walker, who put it away past S'mores for the game's only goal en route to Sarasota's first ever professional win. Tonight's player to watch is brought to you by Guerrasine's immigration attorney. It's Matthew Sensi. The youngster who just graduated from UMass makes his second start for the club. He has been bright in his appearances so far, and head coach Mika Alvaro says every day in training he does something where everyone goes wow. For Knoxville, they hosted Richmond, and what looked to be headed towards a 0-0 finish ended up being a late winner for Knoxville from Kuschenkov, who notched his third goal in the young season, which was first in the league, until Spengler the Cosmos netted a hat-trick last night. The player to watch for One Knox is the goalkeeper Johan Garibay. One Knox has been no stranger to elite goalkeeping over the past couple of seasons with John Lewis. Garibay, though, has been in great form, back-to-back clean sheets. He'll look to keep that going as Knoxville try and get a road win. The defending champions are off and running in 2026, already tied for first in the standings. But a hungry Sarasota side is looking to send a message to the league. Lineups and kickoff between Knoxville and Sarasota, next on ESPN+.
Eclipsing the sparkle of jewels and beyond collecting art. True luxury is not a thing acquired or a status to declare. Real, meaningful luxury is a feeling discovered. The opulence of spirit. The relaxed, resplendent luxury of the Sarasota area. Feel the difference.
Planning to move? Choose Pods, the most awarded container moving company. Whether you're moving across town or across the country, Pods brings the container to you. Keep it as long as you like and pack at your own pace. When you're ready, we'll take it to your new home or store it at a secure Pod storage center until you need it. And best of all, you don't have to do the driving. Trust Pods with your next move. Book at pods.com today.
Here at ABC7, we help businesses on the Suncoast
connect with potential clients. We use cutting-edge broadcasts and digital tools
to help get your brand in front of the right customers.
We'll help you expand your share of the market by precisely targeting your audience.
We craft proven marketing strategies to separate you from competitors,
so that you can accurately predict your growth by consistently generating revenue.
Let us help you grow your business. Scan the QR code to schedule a time for more information today.
Meanwhile, back at the ranch, things are really heating up. Celebrations are taking shape, memories are sinking in. At the ranch, we're taking swings and making strides, letting loose and living well. Now it's your turn. Plant those roots, rekindle, rejoice, shine bright. This is where bold days begin.
Tonight's game is presented by Circus Arts Conservatory. Define gravity and witness breathtaking performances with the Circus Arts Conservatory. And Pods Moving and Storage. Trust Pods with your next move. Let's meet the starting lineups first for the host. Only one change for Sarasota, and that is Matthew Sensei, who we highlighted as our Claire Scenes immigration attorney player to watch. How much of an impact will he have getting inserted into the starting 11? Alex Sutton in goal once again. He's coming off his first clean sheet of the season. Had 6 clean sheets last year with his time at Carolina Corp. For Knoxville, it's Gainbridge, who is back in the starting lineup after getting a rest during the U.S. Open Cup game against Asheville in what was a thrilling win for one Knoxville. And then Rodriguez there on the left attacking side. He's on loan from Lexington, was picked 55th in the 2023 MLS Super Draft. Only a second game with Knoxville. We'll see how he implements himself into this attacking threat. Showed a lot of flashes versus Richmond. Opening kickoff just about to get underway. The defending champions make their first trip to Florida during this 2026 season, and Sarasota trying to get their second win. They started the year with a loss to AC Boise, then bounced back with a comeback draw against Fort Wayne. They were finally able to get that win, and head coach Mika Elavara is very confident about this Sarasota side and believes that they're going to keep mounting results. A big test today for the Paradise against the defending champions, who, we mentioned it, have not taken their foot off the gas to start this season. Tied for first with 7 points, but the Paradise not that far behind with 4. A win today for Sarasota, and they will tie the current league leaders. A bunch of USL 1 action will shake up those standings as the standings do begin to take shape. Just under 80 degrees at kickoff in Paradise on this warm April day. We are underway. One Knoxville versus the Sarasota Paradise. Addison Resco with you here to take you along for the ride. One Knoxville coming off that U.S. Open Cup game, and in case you missed it, what a game it was on Tuesday. An early opportunity for Sarasota, and they will win a corner, but one Knoxville, they'll actually change that to a goal kick. One Knoxville were down to 9 men in that Open Cup game against Asheville. They were able to somehow send it to penalties. Goalkeeper Jonathan Burke had 11 saves, and then in the ensuing penalty shootout, had 3 penalty saves. One Knoxville was able to retain the smoky boot. A hiking boot which symbolizes the Appalachian Trail, which is connected between Knoxville and Asheville. And even though Asheville is a USL 2 side, it's a rivalry that both clubs want to keep going. Head coach Ian Fuller talked about how important the history of soccer clubs are. And that's something that Knoxville wants to continue to do, schedule that match against Asheville. The referee gets in the way there, so he will halt play. Here is Rodriguez, the newcomer, on loan from Lexington, but is dispossessed. Norjan Peterson was not able to keep it in play, so it's a throw for Knoxville.
Yeah, I know.
These defenses have really shined for both these clubs for the last couple of games. We talked about it in the open. Johan Gainbridge has 2 consecutive clean sheets. Alex Sutton coming off a clean sheet against Portland. Didn't have to do much though. 0 shots on target for Portland Hearts of Pine in that matchup against Sarasota. Head coach Mika Elavara praised his team's defensive performance. Said that type of consistency and level is what they're going to continue to need to play with. Sarasota once again unable to keep it in play. A throw for Knoxville. They'll give it right back. This will bring up our keys to the game. Brought to you by Guerrasine's immigration attorney. For Sarasota, it's control the tempo. When Sarasota has controlled the tempo this year, it has been in the second half against Fort Wayne and the entire Portland game. That's when they're playing at their best, when they dictate the tempo. For Knoxville, it's limit transitions. Head coach Ian Fuller talked about the explosiveness of Jonathan Bolaños, who has created so many opportunities for Sarasota in the transition. They said they have to mark him, or Sarasota's going to cause them trouble. Jonathan Bolaños, no stranger to generating opportunities. He's already created so much for Sarasota this season. Had a struggling time last year at Westchester. 2 goals, 1 assist, but looking to be more in the form of that 2022 version of himself during his Richmond season, where he had 11 assists, which is the most assists in a single season in USL League One history. And with the opportunities he has created, it's early to say, but it would not be a surprise to see him scratch the surface of maybe getting that number again. Here's Brown, flicks it onwards. Rosa's there to take it away. And he'll get a shove from behind. And a free kick awarded to Sarasota. Fifth minute of action here in Sarasota. Defending champions. First in the table with 7 points. Sutton sends this down. Was looking for Jonathan Bolaños. And there is head coach of the Paradise, Mika Elevara, who is not only the head coach of this Sarasota side, but also the technical director. Takes a lot of pride in this youth academy that the Paradise are building. We've seen already a couple of signees from there. Adam Ken highlights one of them. He's really embraced this city. And he's off to a strong start, looking to get his second win as the coach of the Paradise. But acknowledges this tough test against One Knox. He says they're actually better now already than they were at this time last year. And we all know the story of how Knoxville's season ended a year ago. A long throw for Sarasota. Bouncing around, not cleared away. Bolaños gives it a strike. Sails it into the Sarasota crowd. Bolaños gave a couple of goes like that on the volley a week ago against Portland Hearts of Pine. Was close on one of them. 1 goal on the season. Scored the game-tying goal against Fort Wayne in the 62nd minute, which got the Paradise their first points of the season. The chances he's had, though, it's only a matter of time before the assists and goals continue to pile up. Here's Rosa. Took a deflection off of Knoxville. Bolaños gets it into Ethan Bryant. Unable to get around, and clearly a foul, just sort of grabbing and tugging. And it's the head coach of Knoxville, Ian Fuller. Ian Fuller played in a game at Clemson, just like he just had to coach, being down 2 men, and he kind of talked about the differences between those 2 experiences. But what he really harped on was the discipline of Knoxville and how it has to be better. It's kind of contrary to what Bobby Murphy of Portland said about the red card possibly being the best thing to happen. It was not the same energy. He talked about those red cards affecting them today with fatigue and injuries, and that has to be better. But says that they found ways to win a game, and the fact that they won a game with only 9 players speaks a lot about this team and where they are. Here's Jaheim Brown. He's named to the USL One Team of the Week. Created a lot of opportunities against Richmond. Skelton gets it back to the keeper. The captain of this Knoxville team has been there for the entirety of One Knoxville's USL One journey since 2023. One of the returners, obviously, from that championship side. Foul called against Sarasota. Guerrasines are industry leaders in visa processing for professional athletes. They work hard off the field for players to succeed on it. Reach out today for your organization's consultation. A loud Sarasota crowd tonight on Circus Night. And for those unfamiliar with the Sarasota area, the Ringling Brothers brought their circus to Sarasota, so a long history of circus activities in Sarasota. The world-famous Ringling Museum has a massive display of the circus that the Ringling Brothers brought. And what was just a fishing town in the 1920s quickly became a world-class destination, which is what Sarasota still is to this day. Has the #1 beach in the world in Siesta Key Beach, or in the US rather. And they continue to grow, one of the fastest rising cities in the state of Florida. And now a soccer club at the professional level to boot. And fans today will be treated to a halftime show from the Sarasota Circus. Here's Deanne, gets a bump from Peterson. Now Bryant sends it onwards to McLaughlin. He'll settle it with Brown right there. Now Bolaños sets up, fires, and it rolls to the left. We've already seen it today. Bolaños not shy to take the shot from outside the box. You can see him eye this one. A little off target, but wouldn't it have mattered? Johan Carabay was right there. Skelton. McRobb. McRobb's first season with One Knox. Capito. Skelton pushes it across the halfway line. And this is a lovely sequence to the end, but his run is offsides, just too anxious. The USL on the CBS Sports Network kicks off on April 18th with an Eastern Conference showdown. Charleston Battery takes on the fast start Tampa Bay Rowdies at 3 p.m. Eastern. Catch the action on the CBS Sports Network on April 18th. The Tampa Bay Rowdies, fast start indeed. 3 wins, 3 games. Sarasota will be headed up to Tampa Bay to play Tampa Bay. That is on April 25th. So not long before that matchup. Goling. Goling takes a deflection from Rosa, and it's a corner kick for Knoxville. Sarasota has played all 4 of their games at home so far. We talk about that road game coming up on April 25th at Tampa Bay. Another game in Florida, only 45 minutes away from Sarasota. They're on the road Wednesday at Westchester, but then they're back on the road in Naples, Florida, only an hour and a half away. They only have one game outside the state of Florida until May 24th. This is a team that has the opportunity to get in a real rhythm. We'll check back on what this whistle was. Norton Peterson and Skelton having a word. Now the two captains remain the last one standing, and it is a foul against Knoxville. But back to that schedule, again, a good opportunity for the Paradise to try and really get some momentum. They don't have a hard traveling schedule like a lot of the teams do. One Knox is entering that right now. Just played at Asheville, Sarasota today. They'll be headed up to DC United in the nation's capital in 10 days. Third round of the U.S. Open Cup after their win against Asheville. Head coach Ian Fuller, though, said not paying much attention to that game yet. They have to worry about the league games in front of them. Said talk to him in 10 days. Nevertheless, an exciting opportunity for Knoxville to be able to travel to an MLS stadium. Ian Fuller actually, during his career, played a couple of matches inside that stadium. Said it was pretty cool that he gets to go back there as a coach. Skelton McRobb. Going, sends it wide. Touch was poor from Brown. McRobb sends it towards the middle. Going, gets set, fires, and it goes over the bar. Gave it a go. Both teams firing from outside the box early. Going just not able to keep this one down. Nice back and forth there between Goling and Caputo. But no challenge for Alex Sutton, who has not taken a shot on goal in quite some time now. 15 minutes have come and gone. 105 minutes straight. Here's Rodriguez. Sends it towards the area. It's left off for Goling, but it goes through his legs, not able to capitalize. That was a wonderful chance. Gill trying to get around Rosa, sends it in. Controlled in the box. Sent back in. And Alex Sutton has no problem corralling that. Comes a little bit out. Some nice early pressure here from Knoxville. One of the keys to the last game for Sarasota was trying to start fast, in which they did with the 8th minute goal from Aaron Walker. But they haven't been able to start as fast today. Well, Knoxville creating a boatload of problems so far. Goling again, sends it in. Gill, one more, right at about the 6. And Declan Waters has to just clear it away. Knoxville doing a good job passing around the middle of this Paradise defense. McRobb. Left off for Rodriguez. The give and go is too far. Goes out for a goal kick. So Sarasota can hold their breath after a couple of minutes of continuous Knoxville attack.
Let's go, Paradise! Let's go! Let's go, Paradise!
Here's Declan Waters, who sends it down. The captains of this Paradise side. And head coach Miguel Ibarra has so much praise for Declan Waters. Says he believes he is the best defender in the league and was worthy of possibly being the league MVP last season. Andres Rodriguez trying to get around it, will. Oh, that was fancy. Crosses it in, but nobody's home. Rodriguez misses the header, but wins a foul, much to the dismay of Jorgen Peterson. And again on Declan Waters, Miguel Ibarra just praises him so much and is so glad to have him as a part of this defense, a defense that he takes pride in. And a defense that, once again, he was very pleased with against Portland. They've been on their heels a little bit so far as we approach the 20-minute mark. Skelton back to McRobb. Switches sides, it's Brown. Capito. Rodriguez fiddling with it. A little give and go. Rodriguez has it again. Sent in. Headed away by Valentine. McLaughlin trying to position himself. And now here comes Sarasota on the counter. It's Ethan Bryant. Sends it long to Jonathan Bolaños. Here is the transition Ian Fuller talked about. Bolaños tees it up. And it will go out for the first corner of the game for the Paradise. This corner brought to you by Sarasota. Let us manage your technology. So often, Bolaños able to catch teams on their heels on that transition.
And we have a corner kick brought to you by Sarasota.
That left side of the pitch has really been where Sarasota has thrived. First corner of the game, what will they make of it? And we'll reset here. Referee directing Bolaños in towards the box. And that was read wonderfully. Stays in. Rodriguez looking for Declan Waters. Now it falls to Ethan Bryant. Leaves it for Bolaños. Bolaños again. No, it's to Waters, but he misses the header. It will be a corner kick. I don't think I was the only one that was fooled that Bolaños was trying to go for goal. It actually took a deflection off of Brown perfectly to the head of Waters, but he just could not steer it in the right direction. And this corner is brought to you by Sarasota. Let us manage your technology. To the back post. Headed and out for a goal kick. Reed Valentine, the former Texoma player, can't get it to go. Every great play starts with the right intelligence. Playmaker AI, the future of soccer in your hands. 23rd minute, Addison Resco with you here on this April night in paradise. Thanks so much for joining us. An entertaining start. The defending champions, 7 points in 4 games. Looking to get their first win in the state of Florida. They'll come down again just about a month from now when they head to FC Naples, who is the team that is tied with them for first place on top. So a couple weeks down the road, that could be the matchup to watch. Here's Brown. Brown and Gill, a little give and go. Bolaños pressing hard. Forced to send it back towards their defenders. Skelton. And we have a stoppage from the referee. We have a player down. It looks to be Jaheim Brown. Has been really good for Knoxville this season. Just was named to the Team of the Week after his performance versus Richmond. It's his second season with Knoxville. You can see there Mika Alivara talking to Aaron Walker. Aaron Walker, the goal scorer for the Paradise against Portland Hearts of Pine. He is the third oldest goal scorer in USL One history. 35 years old, 297 days. If he scores a goal about a month after his first birthday, or his next birthday, he will be the oldest goal scorer in USL One history. A 35-year-old captain who only scored one goal last season in the USL One has already matched that total, and he has looked bright in the first 3 games for the Paradise. Skelton sends it back to Garibay. Baker. Dien. Papacardian sends it towards the middle, but Andres Rodriguez there to pick it, but it falls to Gill. A great opportunity, but Declan Waters makes a fantastic play, slides down, creates some havoc, and then a foul on Knoxville, and the first booking of the game. Possibly not, possibly just a talking to. Looked as if he was reaching for his card. No yellow. But what a fantastic play that was from Waters. Andres Rodriguez just gave it away. Gill and Dien just could not finish it. Here is Sensi, who lost it. Wasn't able to keep his footing, and it is going to be a throw for Knoxville. First time this season that Knoxville has played on a grass pitch, and that's something that doesn't go unnoticed by coaches. Ian Fuller talked about how adjustments need to be made and how big of a pitch this is, and also the hot weather. Says they were lucky enough to experience a hot last week in Knoxville, but this is a different type of weather than they're used to in the east of Tennessee. Into the area, Alex Sutton bobbled it, unable to corral it. Knoxville continues to knock on the door. Chance after chance, but we are still deadlocked at 0. Declan Waters sends it onward to us, looking for Bolaños. Sent away Rodriguez. Gets it back to Valentine as the Paradise reset. Try and build something here. Bolaños, Valentine, USL One young players to watch. Ethan Bryant, able to get around. A nice move past Teddy Baker, but a poor pass follows. But only to be met with another poor pass. And now here's Jonathan Bolaños. Trying to dish it into Bryant, but sent away from the area. Nice positioning from Rodriguez, wins possession back. Rosa was a big part of that goal scoring opportunity that led to the Paradise's goal. Sent the cross into McLaughlin before it batted back to Walker. He has been very positive for the Paradise. It has been talked about highly from the coaches so far. 30th minute. Paradise throw here, Sensei. Aaron Walker. Right, back to Walker. Now dishes it over to Andres Rodriguez. Bolaños. Rolls up. Just trying to find Garrett McLaughlin, who head coach Mika Oliveira says it's only a matter of time before he finally able to get a goal. Garrett McLaughlin has been so close so often this season, in the top 5 in shots in the USL One, but just hasn't been able to find the winner. Coach Mika Oliveira said if he gets 4 shots, 1 is probably a goal. Still waiting for that first goal. Substitution. Will Perkins coming on in for Jaheim Brown. Will Perkins was a big part of that U.S. Open Cup game against Asheville where they won. Said it was the craziest game that he has ever played in. If you did not watch that game on Tuesday night, go watch the highlights of that Knoxville-Asheville game because it was pure theater. Perkins also spoke for his teammates and said that it was probably a lot of his teammates' craziest game as well. Doesn't get much crazier than a penalty shootout win after you were down to 9 men. And they were down 2 men for a while in that game. It wasn't just for a few moments. Played all of extra time, a little bit of the end of full time. Turning 65 or reviewing your Medicare coverage? Signature Medicare Solutions is here to help. Scan the QR code now to connect with the licensed expert and make sure you're getting the benefits you deserve. There's Walker. Gets it to Declan Waters. A lot of press here from Knoxville. And they're going to win a throw. Press is rewarded. It's a great job by Ardilio Rodriguez. Only his second USL One game with Knoxville. True goal scoring threat here is Perkins. Baker. McRobb. Tio to Rodriguez. Baker again in the midfield. Knoxville just trying to pick apart this Paradise defense, but Bolaños was able to get his foot in there. And then a foul. And now the first booking. Rodriguez will help Garrett McLaughlin get up, but he goes in the book. Just got under the feet of McLaughlin. That's back-to-back game now that Rodriguez has had a yellow card.
By the referee to 1 Knox SC, number 72, in the 33rd minute.
And that discipline is something that Ian Fuller touched on during our conversation earlier this week. Obviously those 2 red cards against Asheville, but in the first half against Richmond, 3 yellow cards. They've been an aggressive bunch so far. Ethan Bryant with it now. Bryant goes for goal, and it is cleared away from the 6. Skelton got in there. Ethan Bryant still looking for his first goal with the Paradise. Might have thought he had it here. Third quarter of the game for the Paradise, brought to you by Sarasota. Let us manage your technology. No problem for Gary Bay on that corner. Select is proud to be the official match ball supplier of the USL Championship. From the grassroots to the pros, Select is there every step of the way. Visit us.select-support.com for the latest Select product, specials, and more. Select, the player's choice. Perkins, waltzing in, falls to Gill, but not able to get a strong hit on that. Another good atmosphere here in Sarasota. This crowd continues to embrace soccer in this city. Skelton able to turn away from Bolaños. Long ball for DN. Declan Waters goes in the book. Just outside the penalty area. So a dangerous free kick coming up here for Knoxville. Declan Waters not pleased with it. We'll have another look. Has to go around and does clip him.
35 still?
So what will Knoxville make of this opportunity? A chance to open the scoring on the road.
By the referee, Sarasota Paradise, number 4 in the 36th minute.
Baba, get across it, Baba! Get across it!
Sends it in. And a foul on Knoxville. Alex Sutton takes his time and gives it a ride. And a clear foul on Perkins. Just gave a push there to Garrett McLaughlin. And just no need for it too. Probably would have gone out of play anyway. So now a free kick on the other end for Sarasota. Not as good of one. Ethan Bryant and Rosa stand over it. Bryant sends it in. Back post looking for Waters. But Gary Bay, those strong hands. Able to corral it. Not much of a problem. Paradise often on those free kicks love to give Declan Waters a shot. Standing at 6'5", has such a large frame. You can recognize him on the pitch. They haven't been able to connect on one this season. Still early, only the 4th game for Sarasota, 5th game for Knoxville. Knoxville 2 wins, 1 loss, 1 draw. Sarasota even across the board, 1 loss, 1 win, 1 draw. There's Walker. Sensi trying to get it through to Bryant, unable to. Now Baker. Gill. Oh, that's a lovely move to get around Rodriguez. Chips it over the top. Georgian Peterson able to send it clear. Caputo. McRob. Baker again. Knoxville continues to amp it up. Declan Waters sends it on top of the field. Club suite. The best seats in the house for the Sarasota Paradise. And if you want more Paradise Soccer, scan the QR code on screen now or visit sarasotaparadise.us and grab your tickets before they're gone. The goal kick. And that tent that you see in the top left of your screen. Field side seats, air conditioning tent if you're feeling humid. Unlimited drinks, unlimited buffet. You get to talk to the coach before the game and he gives you a little bit of an insight on what's happening. Again, sarasotaparadise.us to grab your tickets. Don't want to miss an opportunity to catch a game from that angle. It's been an exciting one. We're 40 minutes through. No goals from either side. Knoxville has been resilient creating opportunities. They're looking to create another one now, but Rodriguez not able to extend the leg just enough. Rodriguez gets it over to Valentine. Now Bolaños, always a threat. Rosa trying to flick it on to Bryant, unable to do so. Perkins to Gill, dispossessed. Good defensive play there from Jonathan Bolaños as Gill is slow to get up. Sensei. Second time he's had a bit of a trip on the grass. Now Bolaños. Able to get around one. Now trying to get around Porkins. And it will be another corner. Trying to send it into the box with that right foot.
All right, Paradise
Bolaños has been known for creating these opportunities. Has so much speed to just blow by. A nice recovery, though, by Perkins. 4th corner of the game for Sarasota, brought to you by Saramana. Let us manage your technology. Looked as if Bolaños might have taken that corner. Instead, he dishes it off to his teammate, Ethan Bryant. Crosses it in, sent away, falls back to Bryant. Aaron Walker was just able to keep that one in play. Now Rodriguez sends it in, right at about the 18. Valentine controls. Sensi. Peterson. And all the way back now to Alex Sutton. Able to connect there. Bolaños. Looks to be another corner. Nice job from Rosa, a nice pass from Sutton. And then Bolaños again, just creating another opportunity. Fifth corner of the game. Brought to you by Sarasota. But again, nothing doing on these corners so far for Sarasota. Second time, Garibay has just been able to catch it with really no contest. 45th minute. Waiting the word on the Shoemaker's attorney's stoppage time. Valentine, a soft pass. There'll still be a throw for Sarasota. That ball kind of just died on Valentine there. Walker sends it back to Sutton. Poor touch, and Jorgen Peterson will go in the book. That is two defenders now in the book for Sarasota. Peterson joins Declan Waters. So poor touch, and then just trying to go for the ball right after, but Rodriguez was there. The fourth official has indicated 2 minutes of Shoemaker's attorney and advisor stoppage time. Over 300 attorneys and advisors helping move your business forward with confidence. 2 minutes for one of these sides to take the momentum going into break. But this has been a very even match between these two teams, both creating their fair share of opportunities. Nobody able to connect to this point. Cameron Walker. Bryant just lofted that pass up. Knoxville now with it. Maybe one last chance for the visitors to get something going. Declan Waters closes that down quickly. Sent down all the way.
Ladies and gentlemen, the fourth official has indicated 2 minutes of Shoemaker attorneys and advisors stoppage time.
Mikrob
attorneys and advisors move your business forward with confidence.
brings it across the halfway line. Flicks it onward. What can Knoxville make of this? Right before the break, Rodriguez bouncing around. Gill unable to volley that one. Capito, Gill. And that will send us to halftime. We are all square between the defending champions and the Sarasota Paradise. 0-0 the score. It looks like we had a last-second yellow card right after that. We'll have to get word on who that goes to, but it looked as if it might have been on Sarasota, which would be their third yellow card of the half. A flurry of opportunities for both of these teams, but none able to mark their stamp on the score sheet. We're level at 0. Halftime between the Sarasota Paradise and 1 Knoxville SC.
For nearly 5 decades, the Nicholas family of companies has shaped the communities where we live, work, and gather. We build what communities depend on. We drive automotive spaces forward. We generate opportunities through development. We power sports and recreation venues. And we create unforgettable memories. This is more than business. It's family.
In this place, strength means something different. It means us all being together. And doing our thing. You can look all you want, but there's still no place like this place.
The past 50 years have been fantastic for Sarasota. What have we been doing? Well, we specialize in Ricoh printer copier scanners, managed IT services, software for cost recovery, fleet management, and hydration solutions. Sarasota, let our family work hard for your business.
Planning to move? Choose Pods, the most awarded container moving company. Whether you're moving across town or across the country, Pods brings the container to you. Keep it as long as you like and pack at your own pace. When you're ready, we'll take it to your new home or store it at a secure Pod storage center until you need it. And best of all, you don't have to do the driving. Trust Pods with your next move. Book at pods.com today.
Welcome back into Sarasota, Florida. We're at halftime between the Paradise and 1 Knoxville. 0-0 is the score as the fans here get ready to watch a circus performance courtesy of the Circus Arts Conservatory. Let's see the team of the week. Jaheim Brown, who went off due to injury earlier in the game, played so well against Richmond. You had Aaron Walker on there, scored the only goal in that 1-0 win. And then it wasn't for this week, but Spengler of the Cosmos also made team of the week in week 4. And I can assure you after last night's performance, he'll be back on there next week after he had a hat trick in the 3-2 Cosmos wins. We'll send it over to the goal of the week, the save of the week, and the player of the month nominations.
Cosmos might be a little bit stronger in these first couple of results. On by Fricky. Fricky has a go! Oh, wow! A blinder for the captain, Brendan Fricky. And that 3 minutes gone, it's 1-0.
A fast start in Greenville with a 5-goal thriller. The opening goal came in the 3rd minute. Setting up a throw-in like a set piece, the center back and captain, Brandon Fricky, receives this one off his thigh. And the short hop to finish, we had to slow it down to watch that brilliant finish for the center back. His first goal since 2023 is a memorable one. For your select USL League One goal of the week.
Another in-swinger, this dangerous, still loose, somehow saved by Levy. Now Heel.
Over the top, Kruchenkov finishes the stunner lightning strike, 1-0 Knoxville.
It's Bowie in a soft spot. Guanzani around him. Osmir Spengler settling, striking, and scoring. labeled as the understudy heading into this year, but now it's Hammersley with something to do. It's Zagliotti who pierces through and punches Greenville. A goal out in front against the run of play. A good ball in, and not at home. Red Wolves up and running. It's 1-1.
Today, we accomplished nothing. I mean it, not a thing. And it was kinda everything.
This spring, stay 3 nights and get a $50 Best Western gift card.
Prinks Tires in the USL help soccer journeys everywhere to drive harder. From city playgrounds to suburban sidelines, from early mornings to late nights, from fun with friends to winner takes all, from the biggest fan to the biggest heart. And at every turn, Prinks Tires will be there for the long haul.
Pain doesn't care who you are or why you hurt, but pain can be mastered if you know the way. Fight back with Tiger Balm's legendary herbal power. Trusted for over 100 years, our proven blend of camphor, menthol, and essential oils tames pain with the strength and speed of the tiger, so that you can rise above pain and get back to living. This is the way of the tiger.
Welcome back on in. Halftime here in Sarasota. The crowd just finished watching the circus performance brought to you by the Circus Arts Conservatory. We'll take a look around the league at the scores happening elsewhere. Cosmos, we talked about it. Spangler, 3 goals, 3 points for the Cosmos. They get a 3-2 win over Charlotte Independence. Going on right now, Westchester up 2-1 over Corpus Christi. Sarasota and Westchester meet on Wednesday. FC Naples, who is tied with 1 Knox right now, in first place. They lead Greenville triumph 1-0. And then tonight, it's the home opener for Athletic Club Boise against the runners-up of last year's Spokane Velocity. And in the nightcap, it's AV Alta against Union Omaha. And now we'll toss it over to the Dan Lucas halftime show.
It is halftime in USL League One. We hope you're enjoying your match so far. I'm Dan Lucas inside the USL studio with a look at some of the headlines for this week. 2 more expansion clubs notched their first victories in Week 4. New York Cosmos defeated Fort Wayne FC 2-0, thanks in part to legendary USL player Sebastian Guinzotti, who scored a goal, his first for the Cosmos since 2016. Before that historic franchise's rebirth in League One this year. And Sarasota Paradise topped Portland Hearts of Pine 1-0. That's 4 points in 3 matches for Sarasota, the most among the league's 5 expansion clubs this season. League One stunned the U.S. Open Cup with more cup sets this week, highlighted by Charlotte Independence and Vigo Ortiz's 118th minute goal to sink Charleston Battery from the championship in round 2. Let's take a look at the clubs from League One and the Championship that are headed to the third round. And a look at our upcoming national TV schedule. El Clavico returns on Saturday the 25th, this time in the Brinks Tires USL Cup. That's a look at the headlines for this week. Let's get you back to your match for the second half.
For nearly 5 decades, the Nicholas family of companies has shaped the communities where we live, work, and gather. We build what communities depend on. We drive automotive spaces forward. We generate opportunities through development. We power sports and recreation venues. And we create unforgettable memories. This is more than business. It's family.
Meanwhile, back at the ranch, things are really heating up. Celebrations are taking shape. Memories are sinking in. At the ranch, we're taking swings and making strides, letting loose and living well. Now it's your turn. Plant those roots. Rekindle. Rejoice. Shine bright. This is where bold days begin.
Eclipsing the sparkle of jewels and beyond collecting art. True luxury is not a thing acquired or a status to declare. Real, meaningful luxury is a feeling discovered. The opulence of spirit. The relaxed, resplendent luxury of the Sarasota area. Feel the difference.
Circus Night in Sarasota. A halftime performance from the Circus Arts Conservatory. Circus is a large part of the history of Sarasota, and it's a collaboration that the Circus and the Sarasota Paradise could not be more thrilled about. What a move! We'll head to the halftime highlights between the Paradise and One Knoxville. An entertaining first half that saw these teams pick up right where they left off with good opportunities. Started with this one from Jonathan Bolaños, but not able to curl that one in. Gave it a go. He's tried on those volleys a couple times this season. Just a couple minutes later, how about it again from Bolaños, but not able to get it to go. 16th minute. First chance of the day for Knoxville. Goaling just sent that one over the bar. Alex Sutton gave it a jump just to make sure. A couple minutes later, it's again Sarasota knocking on the door. Ethan Bryant lays it off. Bolaños, his shot's deflected, falls to Waters. What a golden opportunity. Had Gary Bay jumping to the left, but not able to put it in the back of the net. Ethan Bryant also had a chance, and it was a good clearance right there from the captain, Skelton. Sarasota had a couple chances, 6 shots, but it was Knoxville who dominated the possession. But then again, you go down 5 corners compared to 1. Sarasota with 2 yellow cards. At the end of half number 1, there was not an additional yellow, but still 2 key Sarasota defenders in the book right now. We'll see if that ends up being a factor later on in the game. Just about ready to get the second half going here in Paradise. Addison Resco with you for the remaining 45 and whatever may come after. Paradise trying to get their second win of the season before they enter finally a road stretch. They have not gone on the road, and the season has just about hit the month mark. They'll travel to Westchester on Wednesday. Then they'll travel 90 minutes south to Naples. Not the first time that Naples and Sarasota have met. They played in the U.S. Open Cup last year in Sarasota's first ever professional game. Naples got the better of them on this pitch 2-1. That'll be a game to look out for a week from today. Half number 2 is underway between the Sarasota Paradise and Knoxville, who's trying to get their 3rd win of the season. We've touched on it a couple times that Knoxville really looks the part once again this season. And like Mikael Lavara mentioned, he believes they're better now already than they were last year. And that is saying something. That is not just a statement, that is a big statement to make about a team that won the league not only in the regular season, but also in the playoffs as well. Here's Jordan Bender, who's come into the game for the Paradise. Matthew Sensi comes off for Bender. Here's Peterson. Leaves it off for Bender, who played in his first game with the Paradise last week. Here's Bolaños. Sends it through. Nearly found Bender on the back post, but sent away just in time by T.O. John Murphy Jr. comes into the game for Teddy Baker at the break. An early throw for Sarasota as they look to have another strong second half. Besides the last game against the Hearts, Sarasota has been more of a second half team. Peterson winds up. Peterson again, with in swing. Bolaños deflected and out for a corner kick.
Paradise fans, get up on your feet and make some noise for
Sixth corner of the game for Sarasota. In that 2-2 draw against Fort Wayne, they had 14 corners in the game. They had 11 corners in the second half. This is a team that loves their set pieces. Paradise corners are brought to you by Saramana. Let us manage your technology. To the back post. Valentine unable to get ahead on it. Good defense right there from Gill. And so there was a yellow card after all as we went to the break. It was on Knoxville head coach Ian Fuller. He threw a chair at a fence. And so Ian Fuller goes into the book. So not on a player, but rather on Fuller. Alex Sutton gets set to send this one down. Only 2 shots for Knoxville. They had a couple of chances in half number 1 where they worked it inside the 18, looked like they were going to get a shot on goal, but just haven't been able to. This Sarasota defense has been really good over the past couple of weeks. They've made Alex Sutton's job easy, but the offense has not helped him out. Sent in. McLaughlin controls. Turns. Sends it back. Now it's Walker. Aaron Walker. Bryant. McLaughlin. Punched aside. Another corner kick for Sarasota.
Paradise fans, let's stop our feet for another Sarasota corner kick. Let's hear it.
Good job by Skelton not allowing McLaughlin much room. And a relatively easy save for Garibay. This corner kick brought to you by Saramana. Let us manage your technology. Low corner bouncing around. Cleared away from the 6. Rodriguez sends it back in. Nobody home. It'll be a goal kick. Strong start for Sarasota here through the first 5 minutes and change. Trying to get their second ever professional win. Knoxville looking to build on what has already been such a strong start. Here's Declan Waters. In the book with the yellow card. Peterson. And as Sarasota gets set to kind of get out of this home-heavy part of their schedule, something that head coach Mika Alabar mentioned even before the season started when I talked to him, and said he actually wished that there was more road games to start the season, but now that there's a multitude of road games all in one, he took it back to a time in Richmond during the year that they won the regular season title and said they were banged up and got 10 out of 12 points, and said that's the type of discipline, the type of focus that we need to have as we enter this stretch, and acknowledge that, you know, Knoxville's coming off a busy part of their schedule with a game against Richmond last Friday, and then the Open Cup game on Tuesday, and then they travel to Sarasota. But he said it would be a fallacy to think that just because you have less games, you're fresher and therefore have the upper hand. So his team's ready to go tonight. They've had their opportunities. Both of these teams have. Knoxville's trying to create one here and open the scoring on the road. McRobb. McRobb eyeing this Paradise defense, trying to find an opening. Gets it to Tayo. Sends it to the other side. And now here come the Paradise. Bolaño settles it down. Able to squeak it by the defender. It's Ethan Bryant, the touch too strong. Able to maintain possession though, and resets with Bolaños. Jonathan Bolaños, so much speed, trying to get around Perkins. Stays in, sets it up for Peterson. Sails it high over the crowd. Oh, what a lovely opportunity that was. A brilliant bit of work from Jonathan Bolaños, and Peterson just not able to get the right foot on it. Got around Perkins. Peterson alone. Just could not finish it. That is one that Jorgen Peterson will want to have back. He had a goal called back in the season opener against Boise. Thought that might have been his moment, but now here's Knoxville on the other end. A wonderful opportunity, and it is Knoxville who opens the scoring on the road, and it is Rodriguez with his first goal on loan for Knoxville. Just when it looked like Sarasota would have the upper hand, Knoxville claims a 1-0 lead. A lovely pass. Sutton just a little flat-footed. And the goal was basically wide open. So Knoxville, in the 55th minute, have themselves a 1-0 lead on the road. And now with Knoxville up 1-0 and FC Naples up 1-0, if both of these results are to hold, the two league leaders will have two positive results. And the Paradise with a miscue there, right off the ensuing kickoff. They give it right back to Knoxville. How will Sarasota respond? Sarasota has played behind for so much of the season. Against AC Boise, they never had the lead. Against Fort Wayne, they never had the lead. They haven't had the lead tonight. They had the lead for a large part of that game against Portland Hearts of Pine. But the Paradise, to this point in the season, have not won when they have not scored first. Gil Rodriguez, another chance, floats it up. And, oh my. You would have been watching that on SportsCenter Top 10, the top of the morning, if that went in. My goodness, Murphy Jr.
You don't see that at the Sun.
Look at this. With the left foot on that. And Knoxville has all the momentum right now. Gil Rodriguez sets his feet, gets two defenders on the ground, but it is still denied. Sutton punches it away. Bender clears it away for the time being. McLaughlin able to get a slight head on it. And now numbers for the Paradise. And that has perfectly described what Sarasota has been going through the last 5 minutes of this game. Ever since Peterson missed that open goal scoring opportunity, it has been all Knoxville, and plays like that. A 3-on-2 opportunity on the run with your three best attacking players. Not able to do anything with it. 58th minute. If you're just joining us, Knoxville opened the scoring in the 55th minute with Bradilio Rodriguez, who is on loan from Lexington of the USL. Knoxville acquired him under 10 days ago and already making an impact. Referee looks to go check on Declan Waters, who is down with his teammate Alex Sutton. Create something special with the Nicholas family of companies. From multi-family to multi-use fields, Nicholas builds communities across Florida, Illinois, and Wisconsin. That run unmarked. Tio got it deflected. It falls to Rodriguez. It's 2-0! Rodriguez was able to play it off to Baba Cardien. And in the span of 5 minutes, the defending champions have taken a 2-0 lead. You can feel the emotion from Baba Cardien. And Ian Fuller has to be pleased with how these last 5 minutes have gone for his club. Rodriguez, a lovely pass. And Deanne just able to bend it around. Valentine made a step to the right. And Deanne said, if you're gonna go to your right, I'll go to mine. Had a nick of space. It's 2-0. And now a flurry of substitutions. Callum Stretch comes on, along with Maximus Tainio. Callum Stretch coming back from his duties with the Puerto Rican national side. Jorgen Peterson comes out. And Ethan Bryant comes out. Tainio, a guy that, in our conversation earlier this week, that head coach Mika Elabara says is one of the examples of how much depth this Paradise team has because of how good Tainio has been when he comes in off the bench. He hasn't started a game for Sarasota, but he wouldn't be surprised if he makes a couple of starting lineups, makes the starting lineups consistently because of how much production he brings when he does get his minutes. And boy, will they need big minutes if Sarasota wants to salvage a result here today. .62 minute, here's Rodriguez. Cross in. Tio just not able to time that one. They're starting to sense a bit of urgency from Sarasota now. It was such a strong start to the second half for the Paradise. And then that missed by Peterson. And we harp on that because it was such a good opportunity. And as soon as that opportunity went away from them, it just feels like Knoxville turned up their game by a lot of levels. Rodriguez a goal in the 55th. Deanna goal in the 60th. Maybe a chance for Sarasota here. Bender flicked it off of his chest. Some miscommunication there. Garibay was going to grab that, but now it's going to be a Paradise throw. Callum Stretch quickly gets it in. Tainio back to Stretch. Set to the flip side. Knoxville controls, 64th minute, 2-0 the score. Addison Resco with you here in what has been a very entertaining game to this point. Teal plays it back. McRob to Skelton. Capoto. Rodriguez, who opened the goal scoring. Gill. Once again, here comes Knoxville. Alex Sutton was not able to handle it off first rip. Able to clean it up. No pressure after though, so easy doing. Waters. Now Valentine. Bolaños. So much speed. Dashing through. Sets it up now for Bender. Cleared away. Bolaños. Sent away. Paradise reset now with Rodriguez. Now stretch. Bolaños again. Falls right back to Bolaños. Ethan Bryant gave it a go. And a foul. Make that Aaron Walker who shot that one from afar.
Okay, Paradise fans, let's make some noise. When I say Sarah, you say Soda. Sarah!
And Gill just caught from behind in disbelief of that foul call. Big opportunity for the Paradise to try and will themselves back into this game. Tainio goes for goal and is punched away by Garibay. Trying to do an impression of his teammate Sander Road from the club's first ever goal. This corner is brought to you by Saramana. Let us manage your technology. Punched away. Stretch trying to make some room. Valentine, Rosa, the back heel. That was nice. Cleared away from the 6, but out for a Sarasota throw. Sean Karani getting set to come in for the Paradise. Named a USL League One newcomer to watch. And he will replace Garrett McLaughlin, who will still be searching for that first goal with the Paradise. The third leading goal scorer in USL One history will have to wait another day. Soccer season is here, and SeatGeek is the official ticketing partner of the USL. Get all your USL tickets and more from the #1 ticketing site, SeatGeek, your ticket to great seats. Bunch of great seating options at the Premier Sports Campus. We already touched on the Field Club seats at the top left of your screen. Since towards Bolaños. Rosa able to keep possession alive for the Paradise. Rosa dancing, was able to get it through, but nobody's there. And Knoxville has just been content sitting back after they've gotten this 2-0 lead. Karani's in, but unable to flick it past Garibay. He was alert and ready for that. Johan Garibay nearly on his way to his 3rd straight clean sheet. Corpus Christi was blanked. Richmond was blanked. Sarasota only has 22 minutes to change their fortune tonight. And then you add on the performance in the US Open Cup that Jonathan Burke had. And other fans are probably wondering, man, you just lost the USL One back-to-back goalkeeper of the year. Well, the old saying goes, the rich get richer. And the goalkeeping for Knoxville has certainly remained rich. Gill tries to control. Karani bumped him in the back, and that will be a foul. happened just outside the box. So another dangerous free kick here. Perkins, the run, who has been very solid for Knoxville since coming on for the injured Jaheim Brown. Jaheim Brown played for a little bit after his injury, and about 4 minutes later came off, and Perkins has filled in nicely. Knoxville, you would have to think another goal would ice it. They won't be able to find that here, but that ball just fiddling with the line, and it does not go out. Knoxville another chance. Rosa able to send that one away for the time being. Karani back to Rosa. Here's Bender. A little bit of room. Tried to leave it off for Sean Karani, but closed off. Gill plays it for Caputo. Can't watch the match? Just turn on Sirius XMFC 157, North America's only 24/7 source for engaging soccer talk, including USL All Access on Tuesday nights. Plus, hear live matches from the USL, MLS, Premier League, and more, all on Sirius XMFC 157 and the Sirius XM app.
Sarasota Paradise substitution. Number 18.
Brendan Kruger
Number 36.
comes into the game for Rosa. One of the young guys on this team. This is an extremely young Sarasota side. They are younger than the youngest team last year, which was AV Alta. That cross is poor, nobody there. It falls to Tyneo, who gives it a go, but nothing much doing. Carabay sends everyone down the field. Valentine flicks that one on, finds Karani. Looking for Bolaños! Bolaños gets his second goal of the season, and the Paradise have a pulse. What a lovely pass that was from Sean Karani. And Bolaños just able to get there in time before Skelton got there. Bolaños has been the lifeline of this Sarasota side. He has already matched his goal scoring in his time that he had last season in Westchester. And the crowd, who was waiting to erupt in Sarasota, finally able to set off the smoke. But will they be able to do it again? Sarasota's already come back in the second half from being down 2-0. Now here's Sean Karani. They want to do it quickly. Karani gets dispossessed. That was a nice play by Abel Caputo. "15 minutes Knoxville facing some pressure that they haven't faced for much in the second half. Goaling. DN scored the second goal for Knoxville. Pass too strong. Was looking for Chris Teo. 2 substitutions coming on for Knoxville. Eli Conway and the second leading goal scorer in the young season, Denis Khrushchenkov, who scored the only goal in their last USL 1 meeting against Richmond. In our conversation earlier this week, Ian Fuller mentioned that he's a violent finisher. But not only is he a violent finisher, he's a rookie. And he mentioned that it's not often you just see rookies come in and take the league by storm like Khrushchenkov has. Fuller said most importantly, though, he's not a selfish player at all. He is a team-first player, and he genuinely only cares about winning. But the stats have fallen his way. 3 goals, 1 assist on the season for Khrushchenkov. A point at the watch from Mika Elivara. Maybe urging his team on. Time is of the essence right now. Under 14 left before we get to stoppage time. Bolaños gets taken down, and he will win a foul. World-class beaches, vibrant arts and culture, pro-level play. Keep the energy going and discover what's happening around town at visitsarasota.com. Well, Jordan Bender able to get around Teal. Sends it in, looking for Karani. Batted around. And falling back to Bender. Oh, a nice nutmeg. Too much going on. Sarasota unable to come away with anything. Just sent down. DN giving chase. And it is a foul on DN. Making his case to the referee, but it will not matter. It's good play right there from Declan Waters, who spent all of last year at Chattanooga. All-team defense. And the Chattanooga side that was number 2 in the regular season in the USL 1 before they eventually fell to Portland Hearts of Pines. Knoxville able to come away with this. Teo. McRobb. Callum Stretch with Khrushchenkov right by him. Kind of tugging at the shirt and then takes him down. That'll be a foul every day of the week. Callum Stretch, who started both of the first 2 games for the Sarasota Paradise and got called up to the Puerto Rican national team. eFootball is here. Live your dream, rep your team, and play as your favorite USL Championship club. eFootball is free to play. Download now. Tarneal. Bender. That was a good touch. Jordan Bender! Not able to curl it around Garibay. Garibay calm and collected, able to keep Knoxville out in front, 2-1. The pressure from Sarasota, though, mounting. Pressing hard to find this equalizer. It's not easy sailing from here on out for Sarasota. They play their first road game at Westchester on Wednesday, and then they have another tough test against a team also at the top of the table in FC Naples, who, when we were at the break of this game, was winning 1-0 over Greenville. And it looked as if a yellow card was shown to head coach Mikel Lavara. So both coaches now in the book in the 81st minute. Ian Fuller got one for throwing a chair at the fence. And clearly some words from Mikel Lavara. The USL Championship and League One are on CBS Sports and ESPN platforms all season long. Catch live matches and expert analysis every day on the CBS Sports Golazo Network and ESPN+. Go to USLChampionship.com or USLLeague1.com for the complete USL TV listings. Valentine, Tinio, Jonathan Bolaños. Does he have more magic? Walker. Now stretch. Bender positions himself nicely. Drops it off. Tinio gave it a rip. It'll be another Sarasota corner, number 9 of the day. They have not been able to capitalize, however. A really good chance for Sarasota to find a way. Can they finally break through on one of these corners? They created so many opportunities off them this whole season. Paradise Corners brought to you by Saramana. Let us manage your technology. Once again, the corner goes to waste. That time they went short. Trying to throw Knoxville off, but unable to do so. See that wonderful select ball. Official match ball suppliers of the USL. A new look this season. Ball batted around. Knoxville able to come away with it. Khrushchenkov's waiting in the box. Flicked on, another go on a bicycle kick for Knoxville. Unable to get it to go. Alex Sutton looking to go quickly, trying to find Bolaños. Send high. Bolaños quickly coming after, but it'll be a foul on Knoxville. You see the scoring summary. Bolaños was able to get one back in the 74th minute for Sarasota. But for Knoxville, it was the goals from Rodriguez in the end in the 55th and 60th minute, which opened up a 2-0 lead. Now the defending champions are trying to hang on. And when Ian Fuller and I talked this week, he mentioned, before I could even ask him, about how week in and week out, they have a target on their back and they know they're going to get the team's best. said that can't be an excuse. We have to be ready for every single opponent, and knows that it's going to be more than other teams get this year because we're the defending champs. Not only that, but also the regular season champs. But Knoxville has looked strong. And they are 5 minutes and change from getting 10 points through their first 5 games. Ian Fuller talked about how it's never easy to win on the road. Well, they could win on the road 2 times in 1 week. Already picked up that thrilling win over Asheville on Tuesday. Trying to close this one out, but Sarasota has something to say. Bolaños trying to send it through to Karani. Good pass from Murphy Jr. Knoxville looking to get set. They'll play it back on the right wing. Skelton to Perkins. Taken away. Andres Rodriguez now. Playing it, looking for Karani, but this is going to be closed off. No! What a play by Sean Karani! That looked very bleak to try and win a corner on that. Let's look at this again from Sean Karani. Perkins tries to close him up, and it did. It takes a bump off the side of the hip of Perkins. Paradise Corners are brought to you by Saramana. Let us manage your technology. And a foul in the box. 10 corners. Sarasota not able to make anything of them yet. Substitution for Knoxville. Scott McLeod coming on in for Bubba Cardien, who scored the second goal for Knoxville. Or maybe not. He did not get off the field quick enough, so we're gonna have to wait. Well, now he comes off. Scott McLeod, though, will still have to wait to come on, though. So playing downs for the time being is Knoxville. Will Sarasota be able to capitalize? And a foul. Urgency from Sarasota. Declan Waters has Alex Sutton come. Now he just drops it right back for Waters. Bender. Stretch able to keep it in. Sent away. Kruger. So Bolaños, this is where you want the ball. Bolaños sends it in. Nobody home at the back post. Jordan Bender throws his hands up, acknowledges he was not in the right position there.
1,876.
1,876 fans in attendance, as you just heard. Steve Cover over the PA speaker. Announce.
One knock substitution, number 5, Scott McLeod. In for number 7, Babacar Dieng. 89 for
These 1,876 fans have been treated to quite the show here in the second half. 3 goals between the two sides. Do we have any late drama? Maybe a finisher! Kruzchenkov. He wanted to match Spangler's 4th goal. Not able to do so, but it is sent away for a corner. Able to get around Rodriguez. And a good effort by Sutton to keep this game alive.
Ladies and gentlemen, the fourth official has indicated there are 4 minutes of Shoemaker attorneys.
The fourth official has indicated 4 minutes of Shoemaker's attorneys and advisors stoppage time. Over 300 attorneys and advisors helping move your business forward with confidence. Knoxville not able to make anything of that corner. 4 minutes for Sarasota to try and equalize against the defending champions. Battling in the corner. Mikel Gouling lost it. He disagrees, but it is a throw for Sarasota. 1 minute gone in Shoemaker attorney stoppage time. Rodriguez lost it. And you can see every single time Knoxville just goes to the corner. In no rush to try and generate offense. A foul called. And it will be against Sarasota. Declan Waters will go over to have a word. Won't make much of a difference. A free kick, and you can imagine Kruzchenkov will take his time here. And once again, they're going to get Sean Karani, and he just falls to the ground in disbelief. Kruzchenkov and Murphy Jr. there. Kruzchenkov will give it a go. And it deflects off of a Sarasota defender and out for a corner. You can see it. Nobody's up for Knoxville. Even on this corner, Kruzchenkov and Murphy Jr., they just walk right over to the corner. You can imagine they'll play this short again. Knoxville just building a wall in the pack, getting prepared for any last-ditch effort from Sarasota, which might come to fruition now. Declan Waters brings it up the pitch. Callum stretch, Bender, poor touch, able to control. Reed Valentine. Karani. Will we have a hero? A good opportunity was building, but it is in offsides. They're going to get Jordan Bender. Maybe time for one chance for Sarasota, but Knoxville might have just done enough. Sent long. Tyneo controls, sending it for Bender. Not out of play yet. Gouling sends it down. And there is the final whistle. The defending champions are rolling. Back-to-back wins in USL League One play. An Open Cup win on Tuesday. And Knoxville has it all going as they quest for a double. And Jonathan Bolaños just sits on the pitch and looks up. He gave it such a good effort. Made it a game again. made it 2-1, but it wasn't enough. The goal from that man right there, Rodriguez, and then one more from Babacar Dieng to give Knoxville a 2-1 lead. Knoxville, they're feeling it. They're hot. They pick up a big road win. 2-1, your final score over Sarasota. Highlights and recap coming up next on ESPN+.
In Sarasota, high school sports are more than games. They're packed stands, overtime wins, and moments we'll never forget. This is high school sports, and it lives here. We've got the scores, the highlights, the stars, and the stories that matter to families and fans. Because these are our schools, our teams, our pride. Follow every play, every win, every unforgettable moment. Visit htpreps at heraldtribune.com.
The past 50 years have been fantastic for Sarasota. What have we been doing? Well, we specialize in Ricoh printer copier scanners, managed IT services, software for cost recovery, fleet management, and hydration solutions. Sarasota, let our family work hard for your business.
Here at ABC7, we help businesses on the Suncoast
connect with potential clients. We use cutting-edge broadcast and digital tools
to help get your brand in front of the right customers.
We'll help you expand your share of the market by precisely targeting your audience.
We craft proven marketing strategies to separate you from competitors,
so that you can accurately predict your growth by consistently generating revenue.
Let us help you grow your business. Scan the QR code to schedule a time for more information today.
Mika Elavora thanks the supporter section in Sarasota for their efforts. It was not met with a win. Sarasota falls 2-1. And the game winner right there, it is Babacar Dieng, who scored in the 60th minute. Let's take a look at how we got to this 2-1 final. Sarasota Paradise and 1 Knoxville FC gave us quite the battle. We'll start on the 22nd minute. Jonathan Bolaño's shot deflects, it falls to Declan Waters, but he's just not able to put it home. 48th minute, man. Sarasota started on the press in the second half. Bolaño's gave it a go, deflects, and it goes out of play. 50th minute. Sarasota again. Bryant McLaughlin punched away. And Gainbridge was on one tonight. 54th minute. Bolaños sets up Peterson. There it is. No, it's not. Just over the bar. Wonderful opportunity miss. 1 minute later, the missed opportunity for the Paradise comes back to bite them. Because the opening goal for Knoxville is put in by Rodriguez. A great pass right there from Mikel Going. And Rodriguez gets his first goal with Knoxville. 57th minute. Almost had what would have been the goal of the year, and USL won, but send off. And then a minute later, Tio, it falls to Rodriguez. Babacar Dieng. Oh, that is nasty. Let's have another look at this. Watch Valentine go to his right. Dieng goes to his right and puts it past Sutton. Paradise would not go down without a fight, though. What a ball here from Sean Karani. It deflects off Gainbridge, but Bolaños tracks it down. Urges his team to come on and fight a little stronger. They had a couple more chances, but they just were not able to get it. You see the 17 shots for Sarasota, 6 shots on target, 11 corners. If you just take out the goal part of this, you probably think Sarasota comes out on top. But that 10-minute stretch in the second half where Knoxville got both their goals, proved to be the difference. 2-1, your final score. The defending champions keep on rolling. They pick up a 2-1 win on the road against Sarasota. Sarasota's back in action. They got a busy week ahead. They hit the road on Wednesday against Westchester, and then a little matchup between themselves and Naples. 1 Knoxville 2, Sarasota 1. I'm Addison Rusco saying so long from Paradise.
This copyrighted telecast of the United Soccer League cannot be retransmitted, rebroadcast, or reproduced without the express written consent of the United Soccer League.